Welcome to today's custom deep dive. We are examining a pretty comprehensive academic analysis of the Batman mythos today.
Yeah, it's a massive stack of research to get through.
It really is. And our mission here is to understand how this 80-year-old pop culture icon serves as basically the ultimate societal Rorschach test for our very real-world anxieties.
Right, because the research really strips away that comic book gloss to look at what this character actually says about psychology and modern politics.
Okay, let's unpack this by starting at the very beginning, because there's a bitter irony baked right into his origins.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a hero completely devoted to absolute fairness, but his real-world creation was built on legally enshrined exploitation. I mean, writer Bill Finger actually conceptualized the dark suit, Gotham, and
And the Joker. He came up with the Joker.
right, the Joker. But Bob Kane legally secured all the credit and the wealth, and Finger just ended up dying in poverty.
Which is a real-world tragedy that perfectly mirrors the systemic injustice of Gotham itself. It sets the stage for a character born out of profound unfairness.
Yeah, and speaking of that unfairness, Bruce Wayne obviously carries immense trauma, but how do these sources actually diagnose what's going on in his head?
They use a framework called Internal Family Systems Therapy, IFS. Simply put, it's the idea that our minds organize into multiple subpersonalities to protect us from trauma.
Like the 8-year-old boy in Crime Alley.
Exactly. Therapists call that specific part the exiled inner child. He holds all that immense terror. Meanwhile, Batman operates as an extreme firefighter.
A firefighter.
Yeah, it's a highly reactive protector, part of the psyche. It's designed to impulsively put out emotional fires, usually with overwhelming force. What's fascinating here is the ultimate psychological debate this sparks. Is the billionaire playboy the actual fake mask?
Right. Because if Bruce Wayne completely surrenders to that aggressive protector part, the public playboy persona is nothing but an empty shell.
Which really makes you wonder how he keeps that violent protector in check.
And that brings up something wild from the sources about his famous no-kill rule. I loved this fact.
It's a great piece of trivia.
Yeah, because in the 1939 comics, he routinely used firearms. The no-kill rule wasn't some deep philosophical choice. It was a 1940 editorial mandate forced on the writers to appease angry parents.
It's hilarious. The ultimate dark, brooding vigilante had his core morality dictated by angry 1940s moms.
Right.
But it started as corporate censorship, and over the decades it evolved into a strict moral anchor. Philosophers call this a deontological or Kantian view.
Meaning the rule itself matters more than the outcome.
Exactly. He can't kill the Joker to save future lives, because crossing that line makes him a tyrant. It's the only boundary preventing his crusade from devolving into mere butchery.
And those extreme hunting methods really feed into the intense political debate surrounding Gotham as a failed state. People project wildly different ideologies onto how Batman operates.
The sources present very strong, objective arguments on both sides of this. The Marxist and neoliberal critiques view Batman as a billionaire, using military-grade weaponry to brutalize the marginalized.
So in that view, he's a reactionary force protecting the 1% rather than addressing root inequality.
Correct.
Yeah.
But conversely, the defenders in the research argue he is fighting structural evil, that the entrenched systemic corruption is something his vast Wayne Foundation philanthropy simply cannot touch.
The vigilante persona is basically a necessary surgical tool.
Yes, to remove the corruption, actively blocking institutional reform. This raises an important question, particularly when analyzing Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Is Batman a fascist authoritarian subverting democratic institutions? Or is he the last gasp of civil society reclaiming order?
The sources really hold this up as a mirror for our own political divides, letting the reader decide. So what does this all mean?
That's the big question.
For you, the listener, when you feel overwhelmed by information and complex socio-political crises, analyzing pop culture icons gives you a safe, digestible way to process existential fears.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, Batman's endurance is a testament to human resilience in the face of systemic rot.
It really is a powerful thought to take away, but we want to leave you with one final provocative question to ponder on your own. If Gotham's institutions were magically cured of corruption tomorrow, would Bruce Wayne's trauma actually allow him to hang up the cowl? Or would his fractured psyche subconsciously manufacture new villains just to justify Batman's continued existence?